I worked at Jack in the Box. I worked a lot of places, but Jack in the Box was one of the funnest places I've worked. I've always had these fun jobs. It's probably because I just make the most out of life. I'm just a happy-go-lucky sort of fellow, but no, really, at Jack in the Box, I was known as the Fry Boy. Yes, even on my name tag it said Fry Boy. Yeah, that's right. I didn't have the greatest of tasks dealing with all the gross grease that you have to clear out, which is really, really foul. The old grease that gets caked on there. I also cleaned out someone went poo in the urinal. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that just so cute and entertaining? And I ended up cleaning it out. I didn't have to, but it's just I was the only one who didn't complain about it. And so everybody was just very, very happy that I did it. And I actually got, someone made me a free burger. Yeah, because I cleaned the poo out of the urinal. Aren't I just such a wonderful person? But no, really, Jack in the Box, great, great restaurant. It really is. And I still eat there to this day because they really are paranoid about freshness to the point where it got like really annoying. No, this is not a commercial for Jack in the Box, by the way, but it really did get annoying. It was just like, look, the lettuce is only 30 minutes old. We don't have to cycle in fresh lettuce. It's fine. They're like, no, the little beeper is going off telling us that it's been 30 minutes. Everybody wash their hands. Just all these timers just ruling your life. I have never worked that hard before in my life than at Jack in the Box. Yes, at a fast food restaurant, working hard. Now, a quick little aside on the amount of money I made. It was minimum wage, which wasn't very much. But do know that hard work does not mean you get paid a lot. I hear a lot of people like, oh my goodness, you should be getting paid so much more when I worked at Jack in the Box because you're working so hard. No, there are other factors that build into someone's amount of salary that they make. One of them is accessibility of that job, prior training, education, the demand of that job. So there are lots of other things. It doesn't matter if you work really hard. If it's not in high demand, then you don't deserve to get paid a lot. That's just how economics works. We can't all get paid like a doctor, even though we work harder than a doctor. Working hard has a lot to do with it, but not everything to do with it. Now, aside from that little commentary right there, I'll let you know what I did do in case you have not worked at a fast food restaurant. Have you ever done drive-thru before? That is such a difficult job, extremely stressful, at least at the location where I was at. Wow, I would warrant that there is no other job out there where you have to multitask as much as a person working in drive-thru. It is the epitome of multitasking. You are doing like 15 to 20 different things all at the same time, impossibly, and prioritizing in your head, and they are all time-based. There's just a ton of stress on hand. There's a person driving up, you're counting change, you're taking an order at the same time, you're pushing a button down here at the same time as you're filling up a soda drink, at the same time as you are getting a bag and bagging one of the meals of the car that is halfway between the person you're taking the order and the person you're actually giving change back to. You get the idea. It's insane. One of the most insane nights I recall was late after a football game in Enumclaw. And that's bad because you know that there are going to be a lot of students coming by. Well, we were ready. I had prepped everything, prepped the bags as much as possible, anticipated everything, rubbing my hands together, and bam, the flood started. By the way, there's a magical moment that occurs 15 minutes before you close a business. Any business for that matter. Yes, I'm gonna generalize here. 15 minutes before, it's we called it the 15 rush. 15 minutes before the rush happens. You get the grill all cleaned, you're ready to go home on time, if not a minute early, and a school bus of kids, they come in. I remember my Uncle Eddie mentioning that when he worked in fast food, he would clean the whole grill except for about this much, just enough to make one patty, and a school bus full of kids came in. And there goes the whole grill. You have to clean the whole thing over again. It's just the nature of the business. I don't understand why. It's like everybody looks at each other and goes, hey, it's 10:45 in the evening. Let's go to Jack in the Box. Yeah! And they do. Well, this evening when there was a football game getting let out, my girlfriend Jessica at the time was dropping by. And so it's always great to see people you know. And she was in a big truck, a big farm pickup truck, which is so funny, trying to take the order of someone who's in a pickup truck. If you have a truck like that, turn it off when you're in the drive-thru, because all the person can hear who's taking your order is, yeah, and I'll have curly fries with that. Turn off your engine. Yeah. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, Jessica was there. Right in front of her was a fellow who ordered like 10 regular burgers, which is different from the Jumbo Jacks or the big cheeseburgers. These are like the little burgers. 10 regular burgers with mayonnaise on them. And that's it. Like, that's the only sauce, that is. Ugh. Well, the person doing the burger line messed up, and they put like special sauce on there instead of the mayonnaise. Oh boy. So boy, huge rush stacking up. You can see the cars wrapping around the building, and I gave the guy the money, gave him the big bag of burgers, and he took it and he drove off. And then there was Jessica, the next person. Always lovely seeing her. Hello, Jessica. And then out of the blue, this guy comes up to the window. By the way, you're not supposed to walk up to a drive-thru window. That's a big no-no. That's what people do when they're holding you up. Yeah. And that's what this guy did. And he came up with the bag of burgers and smashed them down on the counter right in front of my face and yelled, "This isn't mayonnaise!" Oh. Now, to remake 10 burgers really shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's sort of annoying, but in the middle of a rush, that's the last thing you want to do, especially when the guy is heavily intoxicated. Yeah, that's when I realized there's something wrong with this guy. Normally people don't get this angry about mayonnaise or special sauce being on their burgers instead of mayonnaise. He was definitely drunk, but at that point he was out of his car, and so it's a little difficult to be like, I'm gonna call the cops on him, because he was walking up to there. Oh wow. So that is the ultimate multitasking job. Drive-through at a fast food restaurant. I'm sure it differs from restaurant to restaurant, but that location at that time, wow. Oh, and at the same time, usually you're staffed minimally enough that the drive-through guy is also taking orders on the front counter. Yeah. So all this to say, I have a deep respect for those who drive sober. No, who work in drive-through. You get the idea.